Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been like 10 days since I posted my last video, and today I want to talk a little bit about the paradox of reaching out to friends when you're going through stuff. I want to preface, by the way, like I've recorded tons of videos, like even like addressing to you guys, but I never really posted them online because I was like, this is such a like random raw video I recorded. Like it's super viab, and I don't know, I just didn't think it was formatted enough to be posted. But just letting you guys know, like, I'm still here, so please don't leave. But yeah. Today's video I want to talk about the complexity and the paradox of reaching out to friends and staying with your own thoughts, and what I believe about that. Reaching out to friends, especially when you're going through stuff, is always a hard thing to do. At least for me. Maybe this is something which is perpetuated in males. I don't know. But at least for me, I find it really hard to do so. I either expect people to tell me that I need to lock in, like these emotions I'm feeling, I need to man up to them. I need to just, hold it all like that. And honestly, it's scary to open up because you don't know what people will say to you. It's scary because even though you know that the people you're reaching out to might be your close friends, they may not be people who are good at handling situations like this, even if it's their best intent. So that brings me to the paradox. When you're feeling really tough, raw, and emotional feelings of anything, of grief, of anger, of frustration, of just pure breakdown, you feel the need to relieve this feeling by, verbalizing it to other people so that another human being can see that you're struggling. Yet often I often feel like this is such a hard thing to do. In my case, where I've broken up with my ex, it's been 1 and almost a half months, and I still think I'm stuck in the same loop. There's a few things which are preventing me from reaching out to my friends. And that is, number one, that they're gonna get annoyed by it. Because if I keep reaching out, they're gonna get annoyed by it, and they're gonna just be like, stop talking to me about this. You gotta man up. Other people might tell me to, man up. But that's one of the things that just stopped me. That's one thing. Another thing for me is, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say. This is more of a personal reason, but for me, at least after, a relationship breakup, I got super confused, super overwhelmed, and super broken. Like I was just like, my entire foundation for life felt like it was crushed, and it was just like dismantled. And I genuinely didn't know what was happening, and I still kind of don't. The idea of someone who you really were close to, no matter however it ended, I think in my opinion, that doesn't really matter in terms of at least this case. The fact is, you are with someone who is close to you, and they're no longer that close to you. And that closeness is really, at least for me, important, right? It almost defined me. The relationship I was in almost defined me. And so once that's gone, I feel this great sense of overwhelm. So for example, what this gets manifested in is one day I might wake up, I feel super guilty. I self-blame, I'm trying to look for ways to relieve myself of this blame. I'm trying to find things I can do. I'm trying to just, for example, even think of my partner or my ex-partner in a certain way to get rid of this, but then also, having overwhelm as in like being unsure of what road I should take in terms of how I should perceive my ex-partner, how I should perceive myself, how I should perceive the future. Just this complete overwhelm. And what this results in, for me at least, is this fluctuation of one day or one moment, I have this specific belief. And the next moment, I have this specific belief. And it's like those moments when you have this like big fluctuations or these big ups and downs, those are the moments when you really need friends. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, this moment's only temporary. I shouldn't reach out to them because, this is just something I have to go through. Or like, for example, this moment, which I'm dealing with right now, my emotions are lying to me. The moments when I'm happy, those are when my emotions are telling the truth, or something like that. Or even just the general idea of like, I don't know where I currently am right now, so I don't want to tell people about how I'm feeling because I'm afraid that it's not going to be the truth of what I'm feeling. If you get what I mean. It's kind of complicated, but if you get what I mean, you get what I mean, right? And so, in the situations when you need others the most, you feel pressure to not reach out and even unable to do so. And so in those moments, what I often do instead is like just now, I'm gonna be real, like I just lay on my bed, try falling asleep, or lay on my bed and just think, listen to a podcast, listen to music, anything. And that seems to be the coping mechanism now, instead of outreach, because of all the things you get. The third thing about it is the different noise, which is incorporated into your own grieving process. I talked about overwhelm, right? And I talked about how I have all these different thoughts, emotions, and I don't know which one's real, which one's not, which ones I should juggle and not juggle. And when you're going through this and you reach out to a friend, a lot of people, what they do is instead of, just sitting there and listening to, they'll give you solutions. For example, like I might reach out to one friend, he says, man, all I'm saying is you got two paths. One path is to stay in this position and grieve and be miserable. And the other path is to get out and to lock it. One friend might say that. The other friend might say, hey man, you should, take some time off, really feel your emotions and then get back into the world. When you're dealing with so much noise already inside your head, and then you have to incorporate the other noise that your friends and your peers are putting into your life, it just completely wrecks you. Because of course you also have this belief in yourself of like, my head's chaotic already, and maybe these other people have a better outside opinion, so I should reach out to them. Yet it becomes paradoxical because the clarity you're trying to get only leads to more confusion. So yeah, that's kind of the paradox of trying to find relief by talking to people, but being unable to because of multiple reasons. And I don't know if this is actually a really well-discussed topic. I know people talk a lot about how it's hard to be vulnerable with people because like they're afraid that they're going to judge you, right? In this situation, it's less of that. It's more of the fact that you don't know what people are going to say to you. As in, you don't know the advice they give, whether it will be beneficial or not. And somehow learning to balance being able to express and relieve yourself with these emotions, and generally being able to go through it. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting video. I don't know, I thought it was interesting to record this on the whim because I think like this is something which I personally have been dealing a lot with. You see, when I talk to people about my relationship now, I don't know what to say. When they ask me, like, how did it all end? I would kind of just say, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. All I know is that I had quite a lot of faults in it. So, when people, ask me these questions, I don't know what to do. And I think it's a normal part of the process. So, to anyone who is going through it, I want to let you know I'm going through it too, man. And you know what? I don't want to add any noise to your life. So, that's all I'm going to say. You will find the solution you need, probably. Whether it's through friends, whether it's for yourself, whether it's whatever. You got it. And yeah, this is just an experience which I think is very less talked about, and which I think I want to put out in the world. It's been a while since I last posted, so I hope to maybe make some more posts in the future. Yeah. Certainly, it's a process, and for me, it feels like it's taking way longer than I expected it to. To anyone going through this, man, here's my experience. I hope you can learn from it. I hope you can see something useful from it. And I hope that you guys can really do well. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.